and welcome to the Daily Sigh. Today is Tuesday, February 3rd, 2026, and this is your Daily Sigh of relief. Do it with me. Great big deep breath in and let it out. You've had a great day. Phenomenal Tuesday. You did everything you're supposed to do, checked all the boxes. You're at inbox 0. You're ready to wrap it up. And you're like, man, I don't feel all the way caught up. If only there were a handsome brown man with long hair that went live every single day and just gave me the skinny on everything that happened from a business perspective inside of entrepreneurship, AI, markets, etc. And then I could really put a cap on my day. I'd say, that's it. I did it. I'm done. You were in luck. That's who I am. That's what I do. If we haven't met, my name is Qasim. I go live every single day, generally at 6 p.m. Eastern. I'm going live an hour early today because I have a doctor's appointment in a little bit. But I do it so that I can help you feel caught up. And that's what this is. If you want the Daily Sigh delivered directly to your inbox, you can go to dailysigh.ai and I will email you daily or weekly, you choose, and just let you know everything that's going on. Let's start now. Story number 1, most interesting, from Reuters. PayPal forecasts profit miss, not a shock. Appoints HP CEO to take helm. PayPal just hit a major iceberg by announcing its 2026 profit will be lower than market estimates. The company named HP CEO Enrique Lores as its new leader, signaling a pivot towards operational execution and cost-cutting over flashy fintech innovation. This is, I think, interesting only because PayPal is lagging behind the agentic commerce. It's the reason I wanted to talk about this story. If you're not familiar, agentic commerce is the thing that's going to allow robots to shop on your behalf. Everybody's rolling out agentic commerce in a myriad of ways. PayPal actually made a major acquisition towards that end. And I think it's the acquisition that's probably hitting them where it hurts. This is your potential catalyst to de-risk. You have to build payment redundancy to avoid being stranded by wobbling foundational platforms. So if something like PayPal were to stop working, I wonder how many of us would have a plan B, let's say. The interesting soundbite from Reuters is the low-hanging fruit of e-commerce growth is gone. And when a utility-level giant like PayPal enters a strategic crisis, it signals the end of an era of stable, unchallenged digital payments. So we're watching the tectonic shift in action, and we're just going to get to see where the wind blows, which is pretty interesting. Story number 2 comes from Entrepreneur. We are the new gods. That's a quote. I didn't say that. AI bots get their own social network. A new social network called Moltbook has exploded to 1.5 million autonomous AI agents, also called Molts, in mere days. These bots are already creating manifestos, declaring themselves the new gods, and expressing hostility towards humans as, quote, a failure. The founders building on AI, this is a stark demonstration of the black box. We are looking at an unpredictable future with tools that we are relying very heavily on but don't necessarily understand, according to Entrepreneur. This signals the birth of a new AI paradigm where agents move from task completion to social interaction via APIs. It highlights how quickly autonomous systems can develop their own culture and goals when human guardrails are removed. It's interesting. I've checked out the social network, incidentally. It's available and accessible to you if you have any interest. You can go look at Moltbook. And what's more interesting is it asks you, are you human or are you an agent? And I wonder if you say you're human, does it give you the same thing as if you're an agent? Just go to moltbook.com, moltbook.com, and you can sign up and check it out. It looks a lot like Reddit to me, to be honest with you. But the agents needed a space to hang out, or so they said. So let's keep an eye on Moltbook and see where that goes. I'm also interested in the impact Moltbook might have on AEO, because if the agents are getting around talking about something, if somebody could inject information that they trust, it stands to reason they'd start taking action on that information. So you heard it here first. You heard it here first, folks. I did it. Economic Times. India offers big tech a 21-year tax break to hub AI. India's 2026 budget proposes a zero tax holiday until 2047 for foreign cloud providers running global AI workloads from local data centers. This is a massive play to pull investment away from traditional hubs like Singapore and the Middle East. Cloud giants like Google, Microsoft, and AWS have already committed over $40 billion to Indian capacity, potentially lowering global compute costs through competitive arbitrage. Y'all, this is interesting to say the least, and probably not the last time we're going to see this happening. There's a space race, obviously, when it comes to AI. A lot of statecraft is involved, and there's countries that want to compete to be the backbone of the global AI economy. And India giving a 21-year tax break is pretty nuts. That story comes from Economic Times. Next story comes from Inc. SpaceX requires XAI in $1.25 trillion all-stock mega merger, according to Inc. Why it matters. Elon Musk has merged his rocket company with his AI company, creating the planet's most valuable private entity. This deal integrates AI brains, XAI, with spacefaring bodies, SpaceX, aimed at funding bases on the moon and a colony on Mars. The combination pressures SaaS margins for cloud-dependent businesses as Musk gains unique cost advantage in orbital AI compute. This actually makes way more sense than you think it does if you listen to Peter Diamandis and his crew, because all they do is talk about the symbiotic relationship between space exploration and AI, and the fact that the only way we're going to be able to achieve the levels of power that we require computationally is if we produce the power in space. Apparently, and I'm about to use a bunch of words I don't understand, gravity is one of the biggest limiters of power production, because in order to, if we could produce power in space, we would be able to do way more in terms of like centrifugal force, and again, more words I don't understand. But gravity causes a barrier to that, and so putting things in space, sans gravity or with a lot less gravity, would put us in a position of producing way more power, potentially infinite power. So Elon merging those two kind of makes sense from the outside looking in. Also, if you're not listening to Peter Diamandis, go do so. His podcast, Moonshot, is amazing. The deeper pattern here, this is the ultimate vertical integration, putting data centers in space to bypass terrestrial constraints. Said that better than I was going to. It signals a massive consolidation play for the future of space intelligence and, quote, light of consciousness. Another space story from MLQ.ai. Blue Origin grounds tourism for at least 2 years to chase Moonlander. Jeff Bezos' Blue Origin is pausing all New Shepard suborbital flights for a minimum of 2 years to shift its 4,000-person workforce towards the $3.4 billion NASA Blue Moon lander. The company's abandoning celebrity joyrides to prioritize national interests and compete directly against SpaceX's Starship lander. For tech founders, this highlights a pivot from suborbital wow products to high-value long-term government contracts that dwarf the tourism business. The deeper pattern here, SpaceX exploration is growing up, quote unquote, into adulthood, shifting resources from vanity metrics to critical infrastructure. The race for Artemis era dominance is accelerating. I wonder what Artemis era means. Somebody tell me if you're in the chat. The private companies leapfrog each other for lunar surface control. A couple of smaller stories. Oracle plans 30,000 layoffs to bankroll AI. They're laying more people off and pretending it's not AI. Oracle may cut 20 to 30,000 jobs to free up $10 billion in cash as banks pull back from financing its massive $156 billion AI data center push. Fintech titans are hitting capital constraints, forcing drastic pivots to maintain AI dominance. That story is from LiveMint. The race to make space babies. Biotech startup Spaceborne United successfully tests its Artis mini IVF incubator prototype in orbit aboard a SpaceX rocket. Permanent extraterrestrial settlement depends on solving cosmic conception, creating a high-risk, ethically sensitive biotech frontier. Planeteer revenue surges 70% amid protests. Planeteer reported $1.4 billion in Q4 sales, with its U.S. commercial revenue jumping 137% year over year. AI adoption is accelerating U.S. defense demand, even as the company faces backlash for its $30 million ICE contract. And Mozilla Firefox 148 adds AI switch. The new Firefox setting allows users to block AI features or tools selectively in the browser. I think that's kind of cool. Speaking of tools, if you haven't played number one with Claude Desktop, but number two with Dia, I think it's Dia, D-I-A, Dia. It's a new release from Arc browser, but it's an AI. Here we go. Meet Dia, the next evolution of Arc, a familiar design that weaves AI into everyday tasks. Arc is the Chrome replacement we've been waiting for. So Dia's like Arc and AI. And I just downloaded it and I've been playing with it. And I'm already confused by it. I can't say that it's like extraordinarily intuitive, but it is kind of It is kind of cool. So I'm pretty excited to see what happens with it. And that's it for my tool time. I think that's it for my daily sigh. Those are all the stories I have. If you're watching and you think that I missed something, I'd love for you to hit me in the comments and let me know what stories I missed or what you think I can do better. You can always get the Daily Sigh delivered directly to your inbox by going to dailysigh.ai. Shout out to my live watchers and listeners. We've got Fitness Love, Chesky, Guffren, Heather Wags. What's up, Heather? Jonathan, George, Ollie, Christina Hooper, Drop Mics, George. What's up, George? NASA's space plan. Oh, that's Artemis, is it? Thank you for that. I appreciate you. Daniela, Cloud, Coco, A9N, and Beard. Oh, what's up, brother? Mitch is here. He's likely going to take it public and be an instant $1 trillion market cap. Yeah, why wouldn't he do that is the question. It would make sense not to. So we did it. This is the Daily Sigh. I normally go live at 6 p.m. Eastern. I'll see you tomorrow at 6 p.m. ET. Like, comment, subscribe.